Hello again. This is author L.D. Wenzel coming to you from Oslo, Norway, to give my second talk. Just call me Larry Dean. Today I wish to talk to you more about my novel. I'm talking about, of course, Caught in the Winds. What's the storyline, and what are some of its themes? Here we go. Morrie Schiller is a new student at a fictitious evangelical college in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He is a philosophy major, but try though he may, he just doesn't fit into the Christian college scene. With the first girl he meets, he falls in love, but Tracy sees him only as a brother. Still, she finds his authenticity quite irresistible, and they become quite intimate. That is, until Morrie wants to cash in romantically, and then she cuts him off. Yes, Caught in the Winds is at times melodramatic. With his puritanical, evangelical upbringing, Morrie is not very adept when it comes to girls. He clumsily falls in love in many ways, and every time it goes unrequited. The reader might find this amusing, but be sure Morrie does not. I think this incident is where Morrie kind of snaps and which triggers his personal crisis, and there are consequences. And from here, things kind of go crazy. Enter Jack Joplin, a mysterious, larger-than-life stranger, a self-anointed philosopher. Jack seduces Morrie to embrace his own spurious worldview, which he calls the Amora Ascendens. Jack promises transcendence, which will raise Morrie above all religious conventions to a higher awareness. Morrie takes the bait, and instantly his lackluster life is catapulted into a fantasy-like adventures that go beyond his wildest dreams. In a farcical deconstruction, Morrie goes from being a nobody to a kind of campus celebrity, where even beautiful women now find him attractive, and he finds new girls all the time. From here, things get out of hand, especially when the campus fundamentalists start to harass him. But not only that, even the school's arties, we call them progressives today, they also find him threatening and wish to put him down. The school's president steps in to intervene, and it gets really wild. Where does this all end? Now, that would be a spoiler. Admittedly, this story is a bit beyond the pale, and maybe even psychotic. It's certainly surreal. This is not your ordinary Christian novel. My target audience is the reflective post-evangelical readers who find themselves caught in the winds of their own, as their evangelical world teeters or has collapsed, or just one who is seeking understanding. Without any self-awareness, Morrie deconstructs and gets thrust into another place. Readers must read the book to find out what happens. I first wrote this story some years ago, long before the internet had defined today's evangelical consciousness. Thus, words like deconstruction, religious trauma, or even the purity culture had not yet been formulated and will not be found on its pages. This novel was written when only a few thought about such things. Thus, with a prophetic voice, Morrie's imagination becomes a window into the evangelical movement of today. This novel doesn't try to explain or preach, but would rather show and give a literary experience. Morrie sheds his ineptitude as antagonist Jack Joplin leads him through many pitfalls. But there's always a catch, and Jack will want his payback. I hope you are asking, where does all this lead? Will there be also a reconstruction? You will find my book on Amazon.com. Going on, there are no even ex-evangelicals in this book. What you will find is a kind of unconscious agnosticism filtering through its pages. Morrie, of course, is not aware of this. He was born in the 60s and cannot see the cognitive dissonance beneath his anxiety. He just wants to be a good evangelical, marry a nice Christian girl, and live in a suburban lifestyle. But try though he may, the Socratic dictum, know thyself, seems to be his sacred calling. Finally, I thank everyone who has tuned in. I look forward to share more about this novel. My next talk, I hope, will be entitled Literary Fiction Meets Deconstructing Evangelicals. I would like to show that literary fiction can contribute to this dialogue. Many fine posts look at deconstruction from a psychological, theological, and political point of view. I have learned much from them myself. But how about looking at this through the lens of the imagination? This is what a literary fiction writer would do. I hope you are also curious. I'm still learning this process, and I hardly even know what a hashtag is. I hope you will see improvements with each new video. Thanks everyone who has considered me, and as always, as everyone else says, please like, follow, and tell others about my social media posts. So long, stay well. This is Larry Dean.